Aye, aye.
On silent feet.
Should have run. Not a problem.
Can you make the stars?
Bathed by shadow. I think that's beyond me.
Whoa, whoa, look.
Already on it.
Quick and quiet.
Consider it done. Already on it. You're mine! Can do.
Ha! Never you mind that miss. I'll land the next one.
Get
Yeah?
to our end. This fight is...
Ixie on. Sure thing.
Not a problem.
Sights.
You're mine!
This weapon's no good to me.
That wasn't it.
Move, exceed, honor.
Can't get a clean hit.
Exceed, honor.
Should have run.
Happy to oblige. Let's reap this whirlwind. That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
Stop!
Death to our enemies! Right on target.
Yeah?
Yeah. Better try something else.
Get up! We're not done yet.
That's how it's done.
Damn.
Quick, toss me something else. Better run!
What do you need? I don't see why not.
Should have run.
This weapon's no good to me.
Death to our enemies! This fight is
We'll be hitting the water.
Of course.
Can you?
I see you.
I'm on it. Ready when you are.
Ulu's thin.
Better run!
Right between the eyes.
on a pickle.
That order's too tall.
You're mine!
Feels like wading through mud. Happy to oblige. No, exceed honor.
Need something stronger.
Just say the word.
You were saying?
You're something special.
Theta him.
What's on your mind, cutie? You were saying?
Already on it.
Can you make
Ishi, quiet time.
Wait, look there.
Not a problem.
Whoa, whoa, look.
You better.
Laptasa.
Should have fried.
Happy to oblige. dog won't hunt. Let's reap this whirlwind.
You're mine! That's how it's done.
Can't make a dent.
Happy to oblige.
Ishi,
I hear you.
quiet time. What have we here?
Better run!
Need something stronger.
Lactasa.
Mo, Ixi, Ona.
Better try something else.
Words and raw.
Death to our enemies!
Stop!
Smarts, don't it? Mo,
Need something stronger.
Ona.
You're mine! This fight is mine.
That dog won't hunt.
Better run!
For the homeland.
Run.
You were saying? Still as a pond. Give me the order.
Not a problem.
I'm listening.
I'll go on ahead. Not a problem.
Trouble up ahead.
You're mine!
See that, Ishi? Didn't work. Mo, Ixi, Ona. Yeah. Mo, Ixi, Ona.
To our enemies! This weapon's no good to me.
Looks like I'm here.
How you like
In the water.
I'm fixing to be sick. Hit me again and I'll hit you back.
Can't make a dent.
That's how it's done.
Teta.
something else.
Sad.
Can't get a clean hit.
All things worth and wrong.
I hope nobody saw that.
This fight is...
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle. Ulu's thin.
I need something stronger.
Hardly seems fair.
What's under that?
So help me God, I'll whoop the next one.
Try something else.
What can I do you for? Lava be on sync.
Might as well be hitting the water.
Hogwash!
Ready when you...
Can't make it dead.
What can I do you for?
Yes!
Lava be on sync.
Hey, whose side are you on?
What can I do you for?
Nothing will
Sure
slip
thing.
past me. Already on it.
My back's about broke as it is. Yeah? Sure thing.
Go.
I'm listening. Can do.
Need a hand? Leave it to me. You're mine!
That was about as...
bump on a pickle. Looks like I'm here to stay.
Need something stronger.
I need...
Shorty.
Aye, aye. On your feet, Adair.
It's near at last.
That's right.
I need some help.
Yeah? Ready when you are. I'm on it.
You were saying? We're hitting the water.
You better run! This is fine. Quick, toss me something else. Ah. And there. You're mine!
Still got it.
This thing isn't doing the job.
Hey, whose side are you on?
Kinda stuck over here. Thought we were first. This thing isn't doing the job.
Death to our enemies!
Yes!
How do you like that?
Can't make a dent.
Hey, watch touch it with that.
I hear you.
Better try something else.
I need some help.
Almost near at last.
Hey, give me a hand here.
Count me. Yes.
Still got it.
Death to ours.
There's it.
On your feet, Adair.
Should have run.
We'll be hitting the water.
I need some.
Death to our enemies. How do you like that? This weapon's no good to me. You're mine!
Damn Yui.
Better try something else.
Gotta be more careful.
Better run! This weapon's no good to me.
Dolce suggiso.
Got something over here.
got it.
Death to our enemies! That's how it's done.
What can I do you for? Time to separate the chaff.
Consider it.
I hear you.
Keeping an eye out.
Need a hand? I'm on it. Already. Need a hand? Just say the word. Ready when you are. Leave it to me.
Father?
Better run!
Yeah, right away.
Should have run.
Another withers on the vine. That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
Not a problem. You better run!
No one noticed that, right?
Can't get a clean head.
Ulu's thin.
You're mine!
Your orders?
It does not work.
It's fine.
Captain?
Death to our enemies!
Yeah. Let the light guide you to your death.
Quick, toss me something else.
Hey, that wasn't that bad.
Better run!
Need something stronger.
That dog won't hunt.
You're mine!
Captain. Can't get a clean hit.
There's something special.
Right between the eyes.
Just say the word. Can do.
Still as a pond. Speak freely. Can't hide from me.
That's how it's done.
Better run!
I need some help here.
You're mine!
So you've freed those poor souls held captive here. What will become of them, I wonder? Well, there's no... You return with news, I hope. Very well.
Not a problem.
What have we here?
And some that's bound for months. Heave away, Melandri, heave away. And some
Reka. This is it. Didn't work.
Hey, that wasn't that bad.
Do that again, and I'm mauling. Rock in the eyes. Season of harvest. Here. Still got it.
Yeah?
This fight is to pull that off.
Yeah?
This thing isn't doing the job.
Bam!
Better run! Very nice, Reka.
Just say the word.
Hey,
Didn't work.
sorry, friend. I can't.
On your feet, now.
Love Rube, be on.
Need something stronger.
You're mine! Teta him.
Move. See.
Yes!
Fish me in the eye.
All right. See,
Hitting the water.
see,
Death to our enemies!
Can't make a dent.
Naruyuki!
Toss me something else.
This fight is
Can't make a dent.
Give me the order.
yes!
that dog won't hunt.
How do you like that?
Not even close.
That's how it's done.
Can't make a dent.
Need a hand? I'm on it. Already.
Weekend quiet.
It's beautiful. I know I can kill us, Captain. Just let me have the moment.
Gilded Vale got its name from the way the wheat fields used to look in the sun. But this place really is. Might as well be a different world. Well, hard to miss what you can barely remember. These great people got a funny way of passing on. They disappear from the world, but leave their problems behind for the rest of us to deal with. I guess maybe that's one good thing that's come out of this. Well, at least for me. I got something to do with my life that doesn't involve even got a friend or two out of it. Whole world's about to face the biggest test it ever saw. What Eothas is doing. You know, I broke a wheel once too. But my mom had this spinning wheel. And well, I was playing with it in the way a young child might when his parents are out, and it wouldn't go back into place, so I pushed it harder, and pretty soon I'd broken off a spoke. Anyway, I got whipped pretty good for it. That wheel was never the same, even after. I used to think of the gods as being like parents to all of us. But now I know better. They're children, playing while their folks...
So, here we stand on Lost Ukaizo. Considering that all the powers of the Deadfire have scrambled to converge on this spot, You can... My parents gave me an earful about the horizon-spanning beaches and towers reaching beyond the stars. All I can see is good folk tussling over a wasteland. Time to confront Eothas, hopefully for the last time. You know what you're doing? No time to waste then. I'm about as ready to confront a god as I'll... We're doing good work here. Setting foot on Ukaizo is a statement that no one can ignore. You should be proud. Captain, I don't know what's gonna happen to us, but I want you to know that I'm not scared, and I'm glad you're here with me. Gods, I hope not. Go give the green boy a piece of your mind.
Already on.
The machine controlling the storm winds down. The clattering of its machinery settles into a low whir and then, at last, hiccups to a halt. Beyond, roiling clouds of Andra's mortar roll away from the ancient city of Ukaizo, with only a tired sigh of wind to see them off. The bell's ringing is soft, not the clangor and torrent you've...
Watcher, your journey nears its conclusion.
The pallid night stands before...
That will depend on the will of Kith, whose desires are ever in flux. Soon you will confront Eothas for what will likely be the final time, and you will do so as the Herald of Barath, the only creature on the face of Eora to whom he will listen. Remember that.
If Eothas truly intends to go through with his mad plan to destroy the wheel, a generation's worth of souls will be trapped in the in-between. So many would suffer. How can Eothas be so cruel? He cannot just abandon them. Eothas must help the Kith find a quick solution.
Abaddon strides forward.
Eothas thrust this crisis on the Kith. They did not bring it upon themselves. Their only mistake was entrusting us to watch over them. Who will help?
Eothas will reveal every secret of the gods. Will Kith be able to change the established order if they have no wonder to inspire them? Eothas must help them resolve this quickly, lest every one of Eora's few remaining mysteries be laid plain.
You have come to your senses at last. With the wheel destroyed, Kith will tear themselves apart. It is the gods' duty to prevent that happening, lest they doom us all. And as Kith must be ruled, so too must the gods. I say that if Eothas is so eager to throw down the mantle of power and step aside...
Kith are strongest when they follow our lead, and we are strongest when we lead in turn. United in purpose with the gods, Kith can accomplish things that without us, they could never have even begun.
Kith will not solve Eothas' puzzle on their own. And without an established order to fight against, the bonds that bind them dissolve, and they fight amongst themselves.
Boudica's firm hand is but the motherly smothering of Helia by another name. Mortals should have no special advantages. Only once Kith have striven to improve themselves through trial, will our intervention in your struggle would be a cruelty and counter to our purpose.
Indeed. Kith must discover for themselves what it is they are worth, and of what it is they are capable. What we do for them, they do not learn for themselves. Trial breeds ingenuity. If our work of generations was not in vain, Kith will succeed in spite of Eothas' actions. I have faith in Kith's ability to meet Eothas' challenge. Do not mistake my words for indifference, Watcher. They are born from a fierce belief in your potential, not a refutation of it.
Margaret is blinded by her affection for mortals. She does not see that entropy Kith have had their chance.
As Rimergon's words fade, the Pallid Night returns. She no longer towers over you, a giant even among the gods, but meets you at your height. She lets the arms crossed over her chest.
Well, Watcher, you know where we stand. What do you believe? I only suggest that you walk into this future with eyes wide, Watcher. The mantle of responsibility is a heavy one, broad though Kith's shoulders may be. Now the time has come for us to part, Watcher. I laid upon you a difficult duty, and I know you desire to be free of it. You will be in time, but not— You are no stranger to hard choices. You killed Theos, and when his soul was laid bare before you, you chose to destroy his memory. Remember the strength it took to make that choice, and know that you alone may sway Eothas now.
The gods depart one by one in brooding silence. A solitary figure—
Bareth is a fool if she thinks I'll let her enjoy the last. You are trusted with a heavy responsibility, Watcher. Speaking for mortals, and representing their interests in the future to come. Impudent whelp. Seek your counsel from Eothas, then. The rest of us will be sharpening our blades.
You keep falling asleep on me, I'm gonna have to start walking behind you with a pillow. Oh, by the way, the storm's gone. Also,
If all your missions involve this many head wounds, then I volunteer to set the next one out.
Gods and darnation. My head.
Need a hand? Leave it to me.
So now it comes to this, amigo. You think to steal my golden dream, but I will not allow it to happen. My gratitude is yours for disabling the storms. It seems I did not require Rivan's ship to reach Ukaizo in the end. You jest in the face of your death, huh? Allow me to admit how... Until the next life.
Can't hide from me. Yeah, right.
Moeth, Ixie, Oneth.
Death to our enemies!
Ha! Ha! Ah, Ulu, Than.
You'd better run!
We're dropping like flies.
This won't hold me for long.
That must have hurt.
Ah!
Ah! That dog won't hunt. It's beyond on me. No!
Hey, I can't move. Take this. Death! Yes!
Nuh-uh, didn't work.
Just say the
That's how it's done.
This thing isn't doing the job.
You're
Mo, Ixie, Honor.
Hang on, I'm coming. Not a problem.
That was about as useful as a bump
This
on
won't
a
hold
pick.
me for long. You'd better run.
Yes!
Breath leak now.
Hey! I can't move.
This thing isn't doing the job.
Darkness flows and the light wanes.
Your orders?
Death to our enemy. This fight is mine.
I'm listening. Captain? Not a problem, Captain.
You must gather your party before venturing forth. You descend into the ancient, winding streets of Ukaizo. Battered by storms for thousands of years, the ruins bear the marks of their role as the lone witnesses of the god's great secret at the center of the city. The houses and boulevards are pierced by great spears of luminous Audra. There are no ashen bodies, no birds, no sign or sound of any life. But with every step, the rhythmic pounding in the distance draws nearer. Soon, you can feel the vibration as you approach the center of the city. The weathered architecture gives way to more luminous Audra, piercing the ruins, eventually overtaking them entirely. Cresting the top of a fallen tower, you finally get a clear view of Eothas. He stands, legs astride, next to a great stone monument ringed with 11 cavernous alcoves. An immense Anguithan machine floats above the monument, suspended by invisible energy emanating from a well of light beneath it. Great brass rings spin around a core of metal and Audra at the machine's center. Periodically, Eothas's massive arms swing back. The movement alone is enough to draw great gusts of wind toward him. When they come down on the machine, the impacts are accompanied by eruptions of electricity, fire, and smoke. The hundreds of luminous Audra pillars across Ukaizo sympathetically dim in a rippling wave that spreads out from the machine. The only safe route to the god is a steep ascent along a monstrous pillar of luminous Audra. Intertwined with fragments of Ukaizo's ruins that it has carried through the centuries, the pillar bends in a long arc, towering above the machine. The pillar levels out near Eothas's head, a silent observer to the destruction of the machine it has grown beside over thousands of years. You weave your way along a treacherous, rain-slicked path up the pillar's skyward side. As you arrive at the top, you catch Eothas's attention. Fist pulled back, he pauses to observe you. With the same gentleness he showed at Ashen Ra, he lowers his arm and turns toward you.
Strange to see Ukaizo in this way. It may be hard to picture, but this city was once full of life. The Hawana, yes, but also kith from many other cultures. Great hanging trees shadowed these boulevards. Gardens sprawled across the open rooftops. Each spring, a festival procession would wind its way from the hillside into this valley. The celebrants would pass through a steep walk among the stalls of foreign merchants, flowers falling upon them from all sides, all people of all nations, together in a celebration of new life. Such was the power and beauty of lost Ukaizo.
This isn't right. You can't put this burden on us. You can't make the gods' problems, our responsibility to fix. How can you have faith that what you're doing is good? You know how many people are going to suffer because of this. No matter how you spin this, you can't set it straight.
Adair, I wish I could explain it to you. It breaks my heart that I cannot. But no matter how much you curse me, do not despair. The souls of this world will need people like you. Lights burning brightly in the darkness to come.
Ukaizo's corpse is beautiful, my god. This, its current state, is but one spoke in the ever-turning wheel of life and death, and so no less worthy than its incarnation at birth. But you seek to break that wheel. I beseech you, Gon, that when you do it right. Burn to ash every Audra root in hell so that it may never regrow.
It saddens me that the harvesting of souls in my name has brought you to this place, Shoti. But I am the cause, and I must take responsibility for it. I can only hope that after I am gone, you will see there is a brighter future for mortals. It is a future that you can help shape, even if you cannot see it now.
The Navy thinks very highly of this place. Maybe I lack their imagination. What do you think, big guy? Are all the hopes and dreams of Rauatai here on Ukaizo? Is this city really the cornerstone of our future?
Ukaizo's time has passed, Maya. It remains only as a symbol, but symbols can hold great power. If you wonder about the future of Rauatai, know that if there is any greatness in your people, it existed before you set foot in this ancient place. Ukaizo will not make Rauatai any greater or lesser than it already is. Only its people possess that power. But what of you, Watcher? Why have you followed me? Have you come to bear witness to the breaking of the wheel? Mortals are already inspired. It is what has pushed them on for hundreds of generations. Animancy is poised to go far beyond what we Ingwithans ever discovered. Why does Helia think I should lend more power to mortals? It's true that even with all the advances in animancy, the gods will enter into this era much more well-prepared than mortals. From where should mortals draw their inspiration? Very well, Watcher. I will ensure that mortals are inspired by my passing, that my power not be expended in vain. Indulge me in a moment's curiosity. There is something I wish to know about Eora, about Kith, that I can only learn through your eyes. You followed me all this way, dodging an armada, navigating an impenetrable wall of storms, voyaging across uncharted seas, with the machinations of gods echoing in your ears, all the while trusting in the institutions of Kith to get you this far, and earning their trust in turn. Whatever else happens this day, that much is remarkable. I believe that mortals possess the strength to collaborate and shape a future of their own design. Not all of my brothers and sisters. By relying on others and coming together in a time of crisis, you illustrate my point. The gods will witness you and question their assumptions about how responsible. What inspired your decision, Watcher? Did the choice echo your foundational beliefs? Or were you influenced by observation? I thank you for your perspective. Yours is not the only opinion. All I ever wanted for mortals was growth, transformation. Once, my brothers and sisters shared this goal. Some have forgotten themselves, giving into fatalism or tyranny. Others have succumbed to apathy. It brings me great sorrow that crisis is the only way to set the future in motion. Never forget that trust and coordination between mortals brought you to this place. I must attend to my final work now. I cannot delay. You have carried a heavy burden across the Deadfire, Watcher. Before I go, I would rid you of it. You are free now, as free as any of us can be. Many will come to you for help in the years ahead. Animancers, priests, even the gods themselves. I have great hope for you, but always remember that your future is for you to decide. Use your freedom well.
Eothas squares himself to the machine. As you move to a safe distance, he draws his fists back and resumes his assault. The blows rain down with increased fervor, but the machine perseveres in spite of his efforts. He returns to his task, each strike bringing with it the sound of cracking stone and twisting metal, the flickering of luminous Adra across Ukaizo. As the ancient machine finally begins to succumb to his strength, so too does Eothas's body, built to withstand the passage of thousands of years. The great Adra statue has finally been pushed beyond its limits. Cracks appear along the hands, then race up the arms. Eothas does not slow his assault, but continues unabated. Its brass rings twisted. The machine spins erratically but withstands the relentless barrage. Eothas stands astride it and pummels the base of the machine. Soul energy begins to flare out from the machine's heart, warping the air with the intense heat. Eothas drives his right fist into the machine's center, the core of metal and Adra. the god lets out a deafening shout, something between a cry of anguish and a roar of exultation. You see Eothas' arm shatter upward from his hand through his elbow. A flash of light and heat bursts from the core, accompanied by a cacophony of destruction. The moment passes as Eothas' voice fades. The enormity of what you've accomplished sinks in. You have confronted a god. You have rediscovered the ancient city where the wheel was forged, and you have seen the wheel shattered. What comes next is uncertain, but already the legend spreads of the Watcher who survived Andra's mortar and stood toe-to-toe with Eothas. On your recommendation, Eothas disperses his essence and that of the thousands of souls within him to centers of knowledge and learning around the world. Animancers, engineers, wizards, and scholars of all stripes make astounding breakthroughs in understanding and harnessing the phenomena that govern Eora. While some of these developments prove beneficial to Kith, others are decidedly less so. But such is the price of innovation. What remains to be seen is how, indeed whether, they will restore the cycle Eothas has broken. As Rauatai's engineers had predicted, turning off the machine at Andra's spire calms not only the storms of Andra's mortar, but also those in Rauatai. For the first time, citizens of the mainland admire the beauty of sea and sky, without wondering when they will unleash destruction. The changes to Rauatai, however, extend far beyond the weather. Rauataians had long forged their identities around enduring hardship and laboring together. But over time, as their cities and crops flourish under sunny skies, they find they need one another less. Inevitably, some lament this softer, easier life. Others point to national self-reliance, to burgeoning industry, to families that did not have to send their kin abroad, as evidence that the new ways are vastly preferable to the old. Besides, Rauataians everywhere still share a purpose more urgent than any the world had ever known: reforging the cycle of reincarnation. The changes to Deadfire are just as significant. The Ranganui declares the archipelago an extension of his empire, and his administrators waste no time in making that true in deed, as well as in word. Rauataian gunships patrol Deadfire, hunting down pirates and smugglers, including the remaining Principi. After their defeat at Andra's mortar, the pirate nation stands no chance against the organized might of Rauatai. As Rauataian farmers, merchants, and laborers move to the archipelago, there is little room and less patience for the Valian Trading Company. The Ranganui soon forces the Valian Trading Company to surrender its holdings in Deadfire, straining relations with the republics. Rauatai knits its new archipelago together with all the tools of government and infrastructure. New ports spring up across Deadfire, guarded with sturdy Rauataian bronze and run with dispassionate Rauataian efficiency. Their huts and lodges are cleared to make way for towns of stone and brick. The walls that are built to protect them also cut them off from the freedom of the open sea. Those Huana who trade caste and prize share for Rauataian unity and striving prosper. Others mourn the passing of their queen and see the end of their way of life as a precursor of the doom of Eora. The mysterious deaths of Governor Clario and Storm Speaker Ikawa provoke hostilities between the Valian settlers and the Huawan residents. What starts with angry words escalates to retaliatory killings as each side blames the other. By the time anyone bothers to question the strange coincidences surrounding their deaths, including reports of a cloaked Omawi woman seen in both the port and the village, both the chaos makes it easy for a small Rauataian contingent to swoop in and establish control over the island. Within days, they eject the remaining Valians and pacify the Huana. Port Marge becomes a valuable outpost, and one that allows Rauatai easy control over the southern end of Deadfire. As the balance of power changes in Deadfire, so too does Nekataka transform. While Hazanui Karu directs her fleet from Ukaizo, Atsura stays behind to manage Nekataka. Under his oversight, sturdy walls and artillery batteries rise to protect the city. Ships bearing settlers from Rauatai and staple goods from the archipelago churn the waters of Queensbirth. And the pirates continue smuggling food into the gullet, and the Raparu embrace their benefactors, aiding and concealing their smuggling operations. Over time, the gullet becomes a hotbed of piracy. The loss of Skiarilifus's essence weakens the Watershapers Guild. Their power wanes and their influence fades. The art of water shaping survives as an arcane curiosity. Your brief encounter with Letharn proves deeply influential for the children of the Dawnstars. Plagued with nightmares and haunted by the deaths at Hesango, Letharn begins questioning his faith in Eothas. At first, his fellow Dawnstars chide him, but that changes as word of Eothas's deeds at Ukaizo spreads. After all, what business have they worshipping a god who denied his own legitimacy? The faith of the children of the Dawnstars fades, but their commitment to the people of Deadfire does not. They continue feeding, healing, and help Ruanu, the chieftain of the Huana at Tikawara, dies mysteriously. The tribe finds his body washed up on the same beach where Anaharu challenged him to the trial of waves. Atsura sends a ship with food, aid, and a small garrison of soldiers to the unfortunate village. The leaderless tribe is all too happy to accept Rauatai's generosity. The dragon, Neraskirlas, no longer passes between Aora and the White Void, and the dead flow slowly breaks apart, exposing the temple long frozen within. Under Halfjorn's guidance, the Harbingers of Dusk resettle within Remergon's temple, vowing to forever protect it from the defiling touch of outsiders. Over time, the group becomes increasingly reclusive and fanatical, attacking any who dare approach their home. In besting the Beast of Winter, you earned the Death God's mercy rather than his enmity. The deity remains characteristically unforthcoming about his decision, and you're left to wonder whether in doing battle with him in the White Void, you somehow furthered his apocalyptic ambitions. Once repaired, the Adra at the primal island of Kazuwari again pulses with the flow of soul essence between the here and the beyond. The feral life on the island flourishes, the jungles and veld growing ever. The faces of the hunt continue to rule the Crucible and Galawain's, or rather, Tawamawai's name. The trials summoned by the statue grow deadlier with each season, until only those like the other souls following in your wake. Muatu eventually yearns to move on to the beyond and the wheel. Stymied by Eothas's actions, however, he settles on returning to Kazuwari. A vast monstrosity of tentacles and flesh erupts from the Black Isles in the eastern Deadfire, before vanishing into the depths. None know what drives the titanic beast, nor where it will appear next, or what destruction. Though your adventures alter the destiny of Aora and the balance of power in Deadfire, they also leave a lasting mark on those who travel at your side. Adair returns to Hesango, where he reunites with Byrne, the son of his former lover, Alava. The boy takes heart in Adair's account that Eothas and all the other gods were false, petty, and unworthy of the love of Kith. Realizing how close he came to dying for this cause, Byrne finds renewed purpose in working alongside his uncle to repair the many scars left upon Deadfire by the gods. Under Adair's guidance, Byrne grows into the kind of irreverent, stubborn hothead that would have made his mother proud, and Adair visits her gravesite, often to tell her so. Shodi is not a priestess who understands the meaning of subtlety. As such, she makes her girlish crush on Adair painfully obvious from the moment she first sets eyes on the strapping fighter. Early in your travels, Adair appears discomforted by her persistent flirting. He often grimaces when she sidles up to him, and he takes endless pains to keep their conversations terse and to the point. But after a little smoothing on your part to nudge them in the right direction, Adair makes an effort to view Shodi with an open mind. And Shodi begins teasing the veteran fighter, plagued by constant nightmares and hallucinations. Shodi becomes increasingly disassociated from reality. Meanwhile, her power continues to grow with every soul she harvests. You start to notice sliced up animal corpses everywhere you two travel. But when confronted about it, Shodi stomps her feet and fiercely denies any wrongdoing. Then, one night, Shodi wakes, but never leaves the nightmare. Shivering uncontrollably, she packs up her belongings and slips away into the darkness. Aloth renews his commitment to destroying the Leaden Key. With the wheel broken, loosening the god's stranglehold on Kith is more urgent than ever. It is a lofty goal, and one he does not expect to finish in his lifetime. But if there's one thing he's learned from you let Rimaro go, and the former pirate ostensibly set sail for the trade lanes of the Eastern Reach, the Edier Empire, Old Valia, and the Republics. For the remainder of your time together, Seraphon seems, if not exactly happy, at least contented with the outcome of your confrontation with his former mentor at Sayuka. And yet, when the two of you part, Seraphon seems emboldened, invigorated by a new sense of purpose. He buys you a drink, toasts to the Deadfire, says, let's see if we can make something worth a shit out of what's left of these Principi swabs, and sets sail the next morning. In the years to follow, rumors occasionally reach you of the Blue Orlan pirate of the Deadfire, a privateer captain as keen to free slaves or fight foreign influence as he is to plunder and pillage. After reporting back to her superiors for the Watcher's actions against the Valian Trading Company, Pallegina is rewarded with reassignment home to the Valian Republics. She spends the next several years as the head of the household guard for the Duke of Ancense. In this role, she is often lauded for her courage and loyalty. Even with all of the praise, there are still times when, despite her good fortunes in the Deadfire, Pallegina mourns the loss of Jackalow for years. She curses herself for not finding her friend sooner, for not protecting him from Captain Tutzadl and his crew. On a few lonely nights, Pallegina composes letters to the Watcher, asking what more they could have done to save him. Time away from the Navy gives Maya Rua some perspective on how Rawatai conducted the Deadfire occupation. No sooner does she return to active duty than she voices her frustrations over some of the more underhanded tactics she witnessed and carried out in the name of the homeland. Her voice carries all the way to the Ranganui, who reminds his admirals that battles are won by superior tactics, but war is a battle of precedent. And though Maya's covert assignment in the Deadfire is considered a success, few claim knowledge of it or openly congratulate her. She receives no praise beyond knowing glances or the occasional raised tankard from her countrymen. She never responds. Maya's part in the conquest of Ukaizo brings fame and fortune to the Rua family. Officers salute her in passing, and a row of medals decorate the breast of her uniform. Her parents and siblings are paraded between the great houses of Rawatai for nightly dinners and celebrations. Though she has a lot on her mind, she still makes time to visit, even if it's just to share a few pleasant words and a subtle wink. You don't often travel together, but it's clear that what you built in your time as shipmates, she looks forward to seeing her brother again. So does Ashiza. Tekehu never intended to grasp at the destiny his coming foretold. But he finds himself doing just that. He sails from island to island as an emissary from the gods to the Huana people. The tribes welcome his message and use it to bridge their traditions across the archipelago. Huana, he bids you farewell, suggesting that you seek your next adventure in a brothel or tavern, where consequences begin and end at the front door. Your pursuit of Eothas and your journey to Ukaizo signal the end of forces that have shaped the lives of Kith and the course of nations. The cycle of reincarnation has been broken. The storms of Andra's mortar have calmed. Yet each ending promises a new beginning. As the sun rises over Ukaizo, Kith turn their gaze eastward, wondering at what lies beyond, and at the world they will fashion for themselves. As the Watcher of Cadnua and the former Herald of Bareth, you return to your ship and begin the long journey home. You hope for calm weather.